Guys.
Let's
Good
do it.
morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Today we are with a fantastic rider, Morgan. I don't need no presentations. I think he's one of the best riders out there. He showed that. We're going to see some videos. We're going to talk a little about him, and maybe he can help us for the guys who love. He has two machines that he rides a lot, and he rides in places that I think most of the guys cannot do it, how we do it, and I think he's going to explain a little more. Hello, Morgan. Thank
Awesome.
you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, like always, how long do you ride? What is your background? You start with electric or you start before with other things?
So I actually started with snowboarding when I was like five-ish, I think. My dad and I started kind of learning it at the same time together, which was pretty legendary on his part because learning snowboarding is painful. But yeah, I started on snowboarding. I think I got on my first skateboard maybe when I was in like high school. It was well into life before I got into skating, and I loved boarding so much during the winter, and then I got into longboards, so I could push around. And I went to school in Florida, so longboards were huge down there. So I rode literally every single day, just like kick pushing around where I was going, and didn't get into e-skate until honestly just a few years ago. I think I got my first e-skate maybe like 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I only got into like higher end stuff really kind of right at the beginning of COVID. When kind of COVID hit, that was when just needed something to do, and I already had a cheaper board and liked riding it, so that was when I really got into e-skate more heavily.
What was your first?
Lacroix Prototypo was my
Okay.
first. Oh, it was the first like higher end board, and then my very first e-skate, I got a boosted, like a used boosted V2
Yeah,
that I had
that
for a
was
little bit.
that was the board everybody was buying.
Everybody started there. I actually kind of hated mine. I was super in the minority, but I just don't like that like being up on top of
Yeah.
feeling. That's not my thing. I'm so used to like a snowboard feel. So then I got a Bustin Sportster
Okay.
that I think I put like 600 or 700 miles on that thing, and that only got like 12 to 14 miles of range max, like max. And that's like with me like kick pushing up some of the hills because I'm like I just want to get further on this ride. I'm just gonna kick push this hill; it'll be fine. But yeah, I rode that. I put like 500 at least miles on that, and then I got the Prototypo, and then it was just
How do you came to the Prototypo, my friend? Because
a local legend here in Chicago named Stewart.
okay.
I ran into him a couple times riding just randomly, but
Uh-huh.
then got into the Chicago PEV kind of group, and I knew that he had a Lone Star and he had a Prototypo, and I was trying to decide like what did I want because I really didn't. I knew that I wanted a Lacroix, but I wasn't sure what I wanted at that point, and he let me like meet him over by his place and didn't know me like really at all, and he let me like ride one around and then ride the other around, and that was when I fell in love with the Prototypo. But I would have never known what to do aside from getting to ride his board. So that was huge
So
for me.
you came with this machine. First of all, the Prototypo is from Lacroix. It comes from Canada. If you don't know, today they are with the Lone Star. They are with the Lone Star Super Sport and everything. And now they have a new baby. I think you are riding in less time, in the less months. I think I see you riding. I'm going to leave all the links for you
All,
guys
all
there.
the all the videos of the barrel are actually my buddy Corey.
Uh,
So any of the like that third video over, that's Corey ripping on it.
oh,
Oh, we got the hats.
we
Get out
don't
of
make
here,
propaganda here for the people.
hats.
So first of all, let's put it here for everybody to see it. I think first of all,
Intro speed.
let me ask you. We are seeing this video. I think it's fantastic what you guys do in this uh, uh, place. How you guys manage to have access to ride here?
Um, I think luck. is a lot of it, and just being really polite and courteous to security whenever we've met them.
Hello, John. Hello, guys.
And yeah, we've been able to ride in this kind of garage complex the last 2 winters, and we're very, very careful about like when we go, the way we present ourselves while we're there, making sure we leave it like spotless, and being really friendly and polite with security.
But my question is that is a private because
it's a public garage. Like you pay to park there, and
but you don't see no cars. It's always empty.
it's one of I think it's one of the largest underground parking complexes in all of North America. It's huge, and it's built to handle like peak like Chicago tourist summer traffic. So during the winter, there's some of the garages that are multiple levels down all the way to the end, and like no one's going to park there because why would they? It's like all the way to the end. So
yeah, but it's like this. This is so amazing. I'm seeing now the guys are coming to you, the red, all the guys, and I think that is so amazing for you guys to have the possibility to ride in so a nice track, and you can train here crazy. A lot.
Yeah, if we didn't have this spot, there would be we would be way lagging behind like other cities and where they're at as far as like skill level and race.
So I'm just going to say something. First of all, like always, I prefer to say to all of you guys, hello Chicago, how are you guys? In Chicago, I think the weather now in Chicago is very bad to ride.
Not great.
So I just want to say to everybody is coming. First of all, Morgan, me, we are talking about boards. We don't receive no money from them. We don't represent it. And of course, for everybody later on is going to talk about. He is the administrator from Lacroix owners. I am the administrator from Lacroix riders. And we do it that to help the community of Lacroix. I think he has lots of information. He's a rider. I'm a rider, and we share our opinions to help. Not mean that we're going to win money with this, or we are.
It's just the opposite, honestly.
We was talking about that in private.
Yeah, I'll share private opinions with Alex from Lacroix in messages, and sometimes he and I haven't always agreed about things. But that's part of it. That's how it's got to build relationships and build trust, man. It's all.
Yeah, but it's always good for us to share what's happening. We are seeing this video. I was seeing a video from Mario falling with the board here riding in his channel. If you guys have the opportunity, I'm going to leave the link for Mario too. He's a fantastic rider. But putting like this, my friend, I always prefer to explain because there is always people, two guys speaking about they are receiving money. No, guys, that is just 2 guys who love this sport and is with a new Lacroix board. And maybe if you are interested, that is new trucks and everything. We was talking before you was a rider, you ride a lot with a Prototypo. Today you are changing. First of all, how is the new? How do you feel the new deck from Moe with the trucks and everything to ride and to race?
You're talking about from Stooge?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's incredible. The trucks and the 3 links are one thing on their own and already great, but the gap up to like the performance of the V5, how stable it is, how absolutely locked on rails that board is crazy. And the front end on it it's just honestly ridiculous. You hear a lot of Formula One drivers talking about how they like a front end that's just incredibly darty and active. Like the second you want to turn, it's it's been reading your mind and it's already turning before you even like tried to turn. And that's exactly what the V5 feels like. It's riding that thing is like riding nothing else. Like there's no other board at all that even comes a little bit close to what the V5 feels like.
So we are seeing here that is about 1 month ago.
Yeah, I only took the 360 camera out on the track one time, and I never did a single hot lap with the camera on. But it's whatever. I was kind of screwing around and warming up my tires a bit.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see this year? The competition was good.
Incredible. It's a challenging track. It's a challenging surface. It's not super smooth, and the grip is very inconsistent. And there were a lot of really, really skilled riders out at AVS. Definitely pushed me to go faster than I've ever gone before. I think going into AVS, the highest speed I'd ever gone was about 45 miles an hour. And at AVS, I did 52 and a half or so, which is a huge jump in top speed. And guys like Ryan Rux are going way faster than that on the straight. There's a lot of skill in a lot of riders in events like this, like big races that are really starting to take off. It's really cool to see how everyone's like progressing, how everyone pushes each other to be better. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, then we see here other riders here. I know that it's lots of guys. How do you see the evolution of this sport, my friend, today? You seeing about 2 years ago, now it is changing. Like this race is coming more. First of all, the guys who know, you guys started in a park training every Saturday or Sunday, and now you have a race. Last year today is again the big race. How do you see the evolution from each year? Do you think that is going to be a sport in the next years that you're going to see maybe in all Europe, in all USA, and maybe go to Europe?
I would really love to see that. I think that's kind of what we're all hoping to see. I think it's really cool seeing things like SkateCon. Last year was their first year putting it on, and it was really successful, especially for a first year event. And it seems like this next one coming up is going to be
it's tricky.
It's significantly better in every way, and I'm really excited to see what that does. And we just need more events like that with a really full national draw and even an international draw.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it would be incredible if something like X Games or whatever, that level, if we could get to.
Now that you have like we see. First, it starts with the trucks. About 1 year ago, I was speaking with Moe in an interview, and I say, "Why don't you make the decks too?" And now he has the decks. He make some guys are starting. How do you see coming the two things together, the deck and the trucks? Do you think that is has put like everything together? Or you think I see some guys are using like you use in your prototype sometimes your deck from the prototype, and do you see now that they put the deck that is like good for you if you want to race, is good for you to buy the set completely?
Yeah, if you want to race, get a V5 chassis and build off of that. For racing, I don't know that it would matter how skilled you are as a rider. If you were trying to race someone who's on a Stooge and they're competent, they're a good rider. I don't think it matters how good you are on something else. You're not going to be able to beat them.
Okay.
I think for racing the V5 is right now just untouchable. For being able to ride and do multi-purpose things, though, being able to go on group rides, enjoy just riding around your city and wherever you live, not good for that. And that's where having the trucks and having a different deck that's more built for a little less low, a little more multi-purpose. That's where that's super nice.
So everybody's asking now about SkateCon. So in 2nd of February, the guys is going to be here to talk about the event. The guys
Amazing.
from Skate. Cool. They're going to give all the informations. It's going to be the interview. I talk with them. They would like to come here and talk a little more for everybody is out of USA or guys in USA. You know, I was going to be the second year of event. I think the first year that was like a party event, and they see that okay, that is going to grow, and I think now this year is going to push a little more. I think that is going to be more a competition. How do you see this A Skate Com? Do you think that is going to have a big future?
I think so. Yeah, the first year was incredible amount of fun, and to have all of these people from all around the country that we get to know each other a little bit on the internet and just being in the same groups and you know, but it's another thing entirely to be able to ride together and you know push on a track together, and it's it's just the most fun thing for our community, and just have those like centralized events to all come together around. Uh, it's just all
I
things that grow.
I see the A Skate comp like here. Now we have two guys. One is going to come from UK, that is Tom. The other one is going to come from Australia. I'm seeing lots of guys coming from around the world, and he's going to go there for the event. I think they create maybe a name for the future. It's like the One Wheel as the Float Life Fest every year, and it's going to come everybody. I think the A Skate Com is going to be like something is going to bring lots of persons. First of all, is because it's in a big city, Las Vegas, and I think the community in LA, everything around Las Vegas is going to bring lots of riders because you guys has lots of riders, and I think it's going to be a fantastic event. And like this year, I don't know how many people is going to bring. But talking about ASK.com, I don't want to stay in that, but I was listening last year that was lots of problems with the track. That was lots of people was losing the traction and everything.
It was quite literally like riding on ice that had you know, maybe some Vaseline wiped on top of it, just to make sure it was extra slippery. Uh, for the main final race, it was pretty much it was the worst conditions we'd had the entire weekend, and every single person was coming into every corner and just randomly sliding completely sideways. There was absolutely no grip, and that made for a crazy challenging race. But this next event is going to be just on like a normal pavement, and everyone's going to have really good grip. Definitely, you know, a normal amount of grip compared to where we all practice. You know, different parking lots, different kind of surfaces. The LA guys out at the dam, like it's going to be a normal amount of grip, and that's going to be, I think, really fun, especially just for the whole community to kind of see where the top like pro class riders, like where the limits kind of been pushed to. Last year, you know, you couldn't really go fast on that track. So I think this year is almost going to be the first time that on this level of a stage where there's this many people at it, getting to see, oh, like that's how far the limit is. Like that's, I think it's going to surprise a lot of people, and I think it's going to get a lot of people a little more excited to push the limits themselves, because it's a lot of fun.
My friend, who is your biggest fan when you ride? Because I'm going to put a video here, and I think there is a person is always
My wife.
Because when you see this video,
I could do nothing. No, my wife is absolutely the most incredible supporter.
there is another one with the drone, guys. But if you have the chance, go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. I think you're going to see not just him riding, but there are fantastic riders riding with him, and you're going to have a blast. If you love this sport, I think they put lots of things in a table to show you how you can ride, what they use, and maybe you can if they can answer your questions. But if you have the chance, I think most of the time we need somebody who love us to support and what we do. And your wife, I think she is the biggest fan from you because she is
Yeah,
always like, I think she is more nervous than you.
I definitely way more nervous than me. It definitely, this corner right here is so sketchy. That
Yeah,
corner was like the fastest corner in the track. But yeah, no, she's watched me crash a couple times,
yeah, yeah,
which I hate. I think that's my least favorite thing is having her see, and be worried about me. Watch this coming out of this corner. Watch Ruck's speed down the
yeah,
straight here. Look at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Look at it. And he
I see
just,
the video.
it's like I'm standing still.
But I think you guys made it today, my friend. How do you see? I know that you have lots of friends. You made lots of friends with this sport. Who is the most difficult riders in the moment that you are having?
As far as like the most challenging competition,
Yeah.
Rux definitely is the most talented guy that I think I've raced in like in a setting like this. Mario and Brandon helped put this event on, so they weren't racing at this AVS. But I would say Mario and Brandon have been pushing the sport forward for years
Hmm.
and are absolutely crazy talented riders. Uh, so I
You
think,
are you are a proud guys to you are. I think you are very proud to have a big, not a team, but a big team of friends of these PVs, because you are like a small family. You guys, you
yeah,
grew this sport, all of you together.
yeah. I think just getting to see the sport grow, trying to help new riders get better, trying to grow the number of people who are wanting to, you know, come out to Intro to Speed and practice, and then travel
Hmm.
to races. Uh, that's the best part of it is just growing the community and seeing, just in general, the level, like everyone's so stoked for each other to keep getting better,
Hmm.
and super supportive community. Like so many things along the way that I learned from Mario and Brandon, uh, so many things that without their help, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Uh, and I'm just hoping to do the same thing for other riders, especially here in Chicago. Like, uh, it's cool to see the community grow, and it's really cool to see people push themselves and get better and be able to compete. And it's
How
awesome.
many miles do you have to ride to go to this event?
This one we flew out to. This
Okay,
was just outside LA,
okay.
so it was like a 4-hour flight, I think, ish.
How do you make with the board? Do you
Shy Battery
okay?
made that possible. So I took my board and kind of all of my bulkiest race supplies down to Shy Battery, and
Okay.
they kind of built a couple custom boxes and materials to get my board out there, and they shipped it out in advance.
Yeah.
Was waiting for me there.
And for the guys who want to go, maybe if a guy wants to travel from other parts of USA, is easy for you to send your PV, or do you think is difficult?
I think it's just going to keep getting better. Like I know SkateCon is working on having a setup so people can ship their boards in advance. They'll receive it, and you can get they'll bring it to the event, and then you deal with
I
shipping
know
it
that
back.
is a bunch of guys. They ask. I was with a little of attention. They were speaking up with the guys from SkateCon, and they was asking. There is a guy from Czech Republic. He's a good rider, David.
Totally.
And yeah, and
Yeah,
he was
legend.
asking, yeah, if he's going to come, if he's going to be. No, I'm talking about. Oh, I am talking about him, and he's right now here. He's not David. That is from Denmark,
Oh,
but
okay.
This one is a fantastic rider. He comes from Czech Republic, and he was asking about the batteries, and the guy say to contact them, and they're going to take care because he can send the board, but the batteries we come from Europe, and it's going to be difficult.
I saw David's asking there. It
Yeah.
was honestly nothing super special. It was
Mm-hmm.
just like a triple layered cardboard like box that we made for the board, and then a lot of like a dense foam material that we kind of cut so that the board would kind of go inside of it, and then put that inside of a very reinforced cardboard box. And it wasn't like anything super special, but it was just a lot of material between the board and the outside. And
I just want to show. I just want to show something I think is important for you two guys to see how they practice. I think they practice a lot, and I think is important. I want to show this from Mario because I think that is very nice too.
It's a great video.
Yeah, that is a small video, but I think if you have the chance, I'm going to leave the link. I think you guys make a fantastic team, and you are bringing so much riders and so much love for this sport, because I can tell we was losing lots of skate riders. We was losing for the AUCs, we were losing for the one wheels, and I think with you guys, you are bringing a little more back this old tradition of the electro skateboards and longboards, and bringing this competition for the young generation. I think this is going to bring a big future. I want to make a big thanks for the person is making the video because to catch these guys is not easy, filming and riding. So it's not just the guy is riding; it's the guy in the back with the camera. He's doing a fantastic job. It's not easy.
So I think Mario is just crushing it here. It's crazy. For him to be able to ride and keep up and like just keep everything framed so perfect, and he's not using like a 360 camera.
Yeah.
He's like manually making sure that his like framing is great. And, challenging. It's awesome. I love it.
I think.
But yeah, I think you were saying like I think the future of board sport and like in e-skate in general, like it's hard to compete with like an EUC or an e-bike as far as comfort and ability to just cruise, endless miles. You can't compete with EUCs at that. But when it comes to riding, like track riding and kind of pushing the limits of speed and what's possible in that area, boards are nothing can touch boards. So,
I just want to say something, guys. If you are not experienced to ride in this type of, don't think that these guys they train every day. Don't try to do this without experience. They go high speeds, and but they are trained and they go all the time to train and everything. Don't think that is just the first time. I was with a friend from me in Germany, and he has a small accident because he was not prepared to go, because this garage you have lots of curves and everything. You have to be careful. So talking about gears, you as a guy you go more than 50 miles miles per hour. What gears do you use?
So I ride an Alpine Stars like motorcycle racing suit. It's like a one-piece leather suit, and those are for sure the most protection you can have. There's an incredible amount of armor just at all your joints, up your shin, through your knee, like all your whole forearm, your elbow, your shoulder. Lots of padding, like tailbone, back protection. And then also just like the leather, as far as like sliding, if you slide on the pavement, it doesn't matter. Like you're not gonna get any road rash. It kind of limits it down to like, if you're gonna break a bone, you're gonna probably still break a bone, maybe, but you're a lot less likely to. So for all of like racing, I always wear that, and then a full like race rated motorcycle helmet. I'm super done messing around with skate helmets. I've had a couple concussions wearing a skate helmet because it's just not enough.
Yeah.
They're not designed for what we're doing. They're not designed for these speeds. They're not designed, especially when you're talking about racing and the ability to have a more violent crash than than just sliding off of something, but getting maybe whipped into the ground is always a possibility. So you cannot wear a skate helmet and expect it to protect you in that situation. So motorcycle helmet is very key. And then for just like casual riding, I love the Beyond Riders jacket that I have. Got a couple of those and super comfortable, back protection, shoulder, elbow, arms, and durable. It's great. And I'll go up to like 40 in that, but it's incredible for practice. It's incredible for just like daily riding and things like that. But when you start getting into the really high speeds, it's really smart to up the protection. I almost had a question there, and I didn't get to see it. What was that?
That was from Thomas. He was asking about put on 40.
Yeah. I mean, I would say a lot of it comes down to trucks. I've ridden channel trucks up to like low 40s, and it took a lot of time. And it took a long time for me to really go 40 on channel trucks, and I couldn't do it again. Like since I've moved to 3 links, I'll get back on channel trucks and just kind of ride around and cruise. But like, I'll get like 30 miles an hour, and I'm like, I'm going to die. Like, what? How did I ever ride this faster than this? It's so you're gonna push speeds, get some 3 links, and 40 miles an hour feels like 30, maybe. Like actually less. It like 40 miles.
I'm going to show you something. I think that is from you, and I think this accent is from you.
Oh yeah.
So what was you using in this day? First of all,
make sure I know which one it is.
Yeah,
I think I know what it is. Yeah. Okay.
So
this was my Prototypo. This was back when I was on.
What trucks you was using?
These are the 3D Cervasis.
Okay.
Fat Boy.
What happened there?
Trucks. So there is a. Right next to the line.
Your wife is like.
Not good. Yeah, not good. Right next to the yellow line, there was like a tar strip, and then blending into the tar strip, so I didn't see it. There was like a hole with like, it was just like a sharp edged hole that was just big enough to have my tire come down into it, and then it clipped the gear drive casing.
But it was not so fast.
I was going 40.
Okay.
So it hit the gear drive casing, and it just
now I see it.
Out from underneath me. So it was just like instantly gone.
I see it.
Yeah, and it looks, and then it just went into a wobble immediately. There's no saving it.
Yeah, you have no chance, my friend. I have an accident like that with my Lacroix. That is like.
I still have pain from that crash. Once in a while.
So today, my friend, as a racer, as a guy who goes around 50 miles or more, do you think there's any other trucks that you can trust and say, okay, I can race with the other trucks? Because we see there's some guys going more than 50 miles. I see now that there's other guys, but most of them are using the same set like you.
Yeah, I would say that, at least for me, I'm not comfortable going that fast on other things, but I'm by no means the fastest guy in a straight line, by no means. And
yeah, good ones.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys who are going, 60 plus, and, some on channel trucks, and they've done things to make them more stable, which is awesome, and pushing the limits in ways that I have massive respect for. Like Keith is an absolute legend. But that's speed has never really been an interest to me. I've always loved corners. Like even just like growing up, I was always interested in like cornering, motorcycles, all that kind of thing. It was all about the corners for me. So I don't feel comfortable going that fast on anything else, especially after riding the 3 links. They give you such stability and so much confidence going those speeds. uh, even when something goes wrong, it's there's a video on my Instagram actually.
Wait a
Uh,
second.
it might be a little hard to find, but I think it's a reel, maybe. I don't know. Just scroll down. But I had like a cutout, and I was on the 3 links, and I was able to save it, and it wasn't. Just keep going. It would.
What was you riding?
I was wearing like a white winter jacket, and I was riding the 18S Proto when I had it on 3 links. Keep going. It would be last winter, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was a. There it is. Okay, on the right side with the white and black jacket. Yeah, there we go. I had a cutout, full throttle accelerating and I was at like 33 when that happened. But I was like fully pinning it. Had a full cutout, and like
That was
did everything I could to not fall off the board and to try and get it stabilized. But so much of that was the 3 links saving my butt.
That is like, this moment that your balls, when you see it, they are.
Yeah, that was like, oh god. Reasons why I don't trust Vesk.
That is, I know. Sometimes that is the problem from us when we are riding skateboards.
Vesk is so great for like cruising around and even like getting up to top speeds. Totally great. I just don't. As far as like acceleration and being able to handle a lot of amps and not have issues ever, it's just. I've seen so many guys just absolutely get wiped out in terrible crashes due to some stupid DRP fault or overcurrent or whatever.
Let me ask you something, my friend. I know that you try lots of decks. You have lots of decks using here, and what is your preference of decks today?
Right now,
this one is from Dave.
Yeah, I'm riding the Red Ember 44. So I'm kind of like beta prototyping that one right now. Just kind of working on some ideas for next build. So right now that's actually more than half held together with several different tapes. Just really professional. It's great. It's literally just the 18S Proto enclosure and battery. Just tapes underneath that, just so I can get some good miles on it and test it. But
do you like decks with flex or no flex to race?
Just a race, no flex.
No flex,
but to ride around, car, fun, ride around the city, put long miles in, absolutely. A little bit of flex. I think the Proto deck is just just perfect.
Yeah. Just to answer for you, Mike, yes, you can buy it in Europe. Not in Europe, but if you contact Mo, and I'm going to put it here very fast for you guys. I'm going to leave the link. If you go contact him, I'm going to leave the link from the guy you have to contact. He can arrange everything for you guys. He can send it.
Number 22 is available now. That chassis is like ready to go. V5
I'm going to leave
2.
If you guys, Mike, if you contact me later on, I leave you all the links, and you can contact him directly, and he can arrange everything for you to buy it here in Europe. I know that there's lots of guys here in Europe that they are already buy the trucks and everything, and of course, it can make it. The only thing what you have to do and what you have to think is batteries and motors. You have to do it yourself, but that's why it's not a problem to send to Europe, because you don't have no batteries. The big problem for
there's a lot of community that'll help you understand what your electronics options are.
That is not a problem.
It was intimidating for me too, getting into a V5 because I just didn't. It's a totally different electronics package. But
what you use today as set for your machine?
So we're using the Castle or the Mamba XLX2 ESCs. So there's one for each motor. And then right now the Castle 2028 censored 800 kV motors.
Okay.
So
and what cells?
So I'm running a custom Shy battery. That system runs at 8S.
Okay.
It's a lower voltage but super high kV,
Okay.
and a lot of amps. So it's an 8S 15P P42,
And
and we're like
and-
legitimately pulling like 450 amps.
and I see that you have, in some pictures, the battery on the top.
Yeah.
That is just for rides with friends, or
Yeah, that's
what's the reason?
yeah, that's called a board bank.
Uh-huh.
That's from Shy Battery, and that is basically it's just charging the battery while you're riding. So it's not like a parallel wired packering like that. You're just recharging your board while you're riding it, and you can strap it on, and I'll get an extra 35, 40 miles per ride with that. So if I'm gearing for efficiency, putting really efficient tires on, like I think I could do 70-ish miles.
Okay.
And
So
I'm on the heavier side, so that's really good range.
So my friends, we was talking in private, just for everybody to know. I know that is your second Prototypo deck.
Yeah.
What is going to be the future of your second deck?
Yeah, I've got those same 3D Cervasis channel trucks, which are awesome for carving around on and just cruising. So that board is kind of getting retired from any kind of race duty or like hard riding. It's just going to be a nice board for kind of cruising with friends, especially if friends of mine come into town and need something to ride. Like I'll have that for them, and I've got something to ride for like just relaxing, enjoying the scenery type ride. So that there's nothing more fun and comfortable to ride, in my opinion, than the Prototypo.
What is going to be? Do you plan to have another board in the future, or do you think the Lacroix made a good job making this new board?
The barrel,
barrel?
I think they did a great job. And the price that they are able to put that board out for, it's an incredible board for guys, especially who are just getting into this. What you're getting at that price, I think, is awesome, and that you're getting something that's open source, and you can swap components in and out, and that board can kind of grow with you. Is awesome, and that deck is super good. I absolutely love it.
Okay. Do you think that is going to be a board that we're going to see a lot in the market because of the price, because of everything together, because they have new trucks, they have everything new? Do you think that is going to be a board that we're going to see more there?
I hope so. I've got a lot of love for Lacroix. It's where it's where I started. So, and they've been super supportive of me. So I want to see them do well, and I think it's cool that putting out something that's really great.
We have here like a question from the same guy, from Tom. Tom is from UK. He was I think he was something like administrator from the Lacroix. He was a rider from Lacroix, but he has a quick question for riding Lacroix.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great to see you at SkateCon. It's going to be awesome. I'm pumped that you're coming. Yeah, I mean, I don't actually fully get your question, but like, yeah, I've put so many miles in on Lacroix and so much practice time of just developing skill and getting miles in. So much of that has been on their decks, their controllers, like. So I definitely love supporting them and
me too, huh? I have me and Alex. I always tell to everyone. Sometimes the people ask me, "Do you receive something from Lacroix?" No, I say till today I have my Lacroix there, the Lone Star, and is everything working? Never have a problem. I change my gear drive. I change lots of things, and I never have from Lacroix saying, "Hey, you are using another product" or something like that. They have always been.
And
just
they
enjoy
pretty much know that the second I get something, it's gonna like change like days later. I'm going to do something, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's the
always
same like me.
tinkering with different parts, and so they're supportive of the community. They're supportive of.
My friend, I support them
Awesome
a lot,
builds.
and I support the companies who do something for us and bring a new product, and that have to be. I think for me, I don't know, but I think you too, and most of the riders. I think in my safety, and I don't want to buy a cheap thing because we are coming faster and faster every day, and we need a little. We need quality, first of all, and safety. That is me
Yes.
very important. And of course, Alex is a rider, and he knows how to do it. And I think he makes a fantastic job. I have a picture here. I would like you to ask you something. Is like this.
That was one of the last photos I ever took of that deck before it cracked.
That is a good deck.
That was my like the Galaxy Sender deck. Got that from Sender Skates. That proto
is
deck.
like perfect
that's-
with the trucks and everything. That
And then
is like,
Zach's 3-link build. Zach here in Chicago. He's the guy who co-leads Intro to Speed Chicago with me.
so
that's
seeing
his
these two
18S.
boards is like perfect.
Yeah.
That is like two big combinations. Like, but I want to ask you like this because I'm putting this Chicago. How do you see many riders there? It's not so easy. How is that growing?
We're growing, man. We're bringing a big crew to SkateCon.
Okay.
We've got, let's see, got Corey who's gonna be racing. We've got Siri thinks I'm talking to her. That's hilarious. No, go away. We got Corey, got Zach, I think we got Tyler for sure. All guys who have been really putting in a lot of practice. And I think we have more people coming than that, and we'll have people racing at SkateCon, which is gonna be really fun to see guys who've been putting in a lot of hours practicing, and we spend a lot of time really digging into like techniques and body positioning and lines and how to approach a track, how to approach a race. We spend a lot of time working on those things at Intro to Speed, and it's going to be really exciting to see these guys kind of get their first race experience, and I'm really pumped to see that crew growing.
So I hope you guys. I talked before. I have the pleasure. We are coming close to 300 interviews. I have the pleasure to speak with most of you guys who ride, and I'm very proud to see what you guys are doing. But I make you this question. We are coming today like the speed 50, 55 guys going to 60 miles per hour. Do you think that is going to be in the next years more speed, or do you think it's going to be more like you are talking? Because you are a guy who likes to make more carves, likes to more work your body, and like the last one that you win, that was a more open. What do you think is going to happen in the future? Because now you're going to SkateCon is going to be a different race.
Yeah, SkateCon. I think if you're hitting 40, you're going to be
in the limit.
I don't know that it will be possible to go any faster than 40 at SkateCon, which I think is a great like healthy speed for e-skate. I think there's always going to be guys who are pushing the limits in their own lane and growing the sport. What up?
Be a short character race. Awesome. I think too.
But I think that there's always going to be guys pushing the limits in their own vein. So there's always going to be guys going faster. And I think someone just was going like 80 or something. I don't remember what speed, and I can't even recall the name of the board. But I think in a racing, setting, there's always going to be always going to be guys pushing the limits. And
I'm going to tell you something. About 4 years ago was the biggest event here. It's electric in Europe, and everybody with big machines and everything. Of course, big machines we cannot compare like today. And then came a guy with a small DIY board with this type of tape around the battery, very
Like
simple,
people,
just with one motor. And everybody was like laughing from the guy and everything. And the guy was not this guy very showing lots of speed. Was a guy very concentrated, and he was riding perfect. And he's a guy who was making downhills, and nobody knows. He comes from a small village in the mountains, and the guy, in the beginning, everybody was laughing, and in the end, he take the first place.
perfect.
But easy, easy. It was like just enjoying, and everybody was
Slow is
like,
smooth, smooth is fast.
yeah. And don't you think sometimes the speed is not everything? Because if you want to, because I know there is lots of guys who lots of hunger. They want to. Oh, I want to win, 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 win.
Yeah,
And sometimes you have to be prepared, train yourself, and that is speed is not everything. Of course, you need the speed, you need the power,
you need it,
but you
but it's a balance. You can't focus on just one area and only be skilled in that. I think, and that's also why we need the community. You need guys who are going to push each area, and then we can
going to
learn
be
from each other
over the
and
podium.
get better. Yeah, let's go, Zach. Come on.
The competition is starting now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
the important thing is for you guys to have fun, and John from UK is all the time in LA too, and the guy was last week here, and he was talking about the adventure with you guys in USA, and he was like, he has a bless. He was riding with you guys in the
That's right, Greg.
intros.
Let's go.
He's going to come to the. Is going to come to the event from Australia.
That's awesome.
This is going to be. You're going to have lots of new guys there. So now that you are coming close to 1 hour, guys, I just want to say first of all, we talk about two companies, two boards, because we ride the two boards, not because we are selling something or because we are that is just sharing what he writes. And for me, I'm just going to make you the last question for you. What is better, riding in the evening or riding in the day?
I'm a night owl. I love it. Most miles that I put in have been between the hours of like midnight and 3 a.m. I would say.
It's like me, a night rider.
Most of my miles have been. Yeah, Richie. I saw the comment there. Richie absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like a. So I think he's like a downhill slalom, just
yeah,
legend,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
just a
that's
legend rider.
that's why I say to the guys. Sometimes I see that I was talking with John about that, and he say Nelson, the guy is like with the buster and he's riding like a machine.
That was what was so special about that track though. Is like because there was no grip,
Hmm.
it didn't matter what power you had, you couldn't use that, and all that mattered was were you comfortable with the slide? Could you control it? Could you save it and continue riding? Because you're not going to go around that track without sliding. And Richie clearly had all the experience and skill, and it was so sick to see it boosted on like the pro class podium, just because he was one of the best riders there, and still at his age he was destroying it, and it was really cool.
Do you think there is boards that are made for different tracks? Each board is for, or you think that is the rider? What is your opinion? Or
Um,
a combination?
I would say that if there's grip, uh, the V5 is going to be the best no matter what kind of track it is.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I don't know. I think for racing, there's just really nothing touches the V5. Like, and there's really nothing about it that I would need to be different, because I can change how much steering I want, front and rear. I can change what gearing I want to be on, and it can be perfect for pretty much any environment.
Yeah, I think too.
I think it's pretty much untouchable.
Grip is king. Racing or racing, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
the man from the boys.
As soon as that race was over, there were some people at East like, oh, should we like have just like another couple exhibition races just for fun? And I was like, You guys can. I'm not going out there ever again. I'm never riding on that track again in my life. That was awful. I hated every second of it.
Is Mo
It's over, yes.
is Moe racing or not anymore?
I think Mo was going to race at AVS until I stole all of his components because I blew too many things up. And then he was very gracious and gave me all of his spares and disassembled the board he was going to ride on.
He loves this sport, my
So
friend.
that I could ride. So literally, like, incredible legend. Saved my race weekend probably 3 or 4 different times during ABS. So I think he was gonna ride, is what he told me. So I would love to. I hope that he rides it at SkateCon. It'd be really sick.
I think you guys have the luck, and he has the luck to have you guys. I think that is a combination of everything. He puts lots of effort to bring in these trucks, bring this race. He loves this sport, and you guys make the other part, and that was like a big combination of everything. Is building something for you guys to have more safe, to have more power, more everything together, and I think it's a big combination of everything. It's not one
It's
one
so
meets
much,
the other one.
so much of the culture of the community, and also like, uh, you know, how guys are trying to bring, or how we're trying to bring more people into the sport. Like Mo is so involved in behind the scenes and coaching us and saying, you guys need to do more of this, less of that. Like, you need to, like, helping us bring more people in. Like, he's all about growing the sport, and he's all about making it all possible.
And I think it's important for you, Morgan. Like you are in Chicago, far away, and then having another guys from around USA, maybe Canada, and then bringing to Europe. I'm seeing lots of good riders here in Europe. They are catching. They are. I know that they want to race against you guys, and I think that the competition is coming bigger and bigger. I would love, yeah, I would love to see this competition come very, very big, and I would love more to see like Monster drinks coming to support you guys, like Red Bull or something like
That would
that.
be so, yeah.
I think that way is your sport is going to grow a lot, and I think you guys need that. I think
100% agree. Like, if we could get that level of a sponsor, just with that level of marketing capacity to really grow the sport, would be incredible. But one thing you said though is like about having riders from different countries be able to like race against each other. Like, while we're growing the sport, T-Race. If you don't know about it, like, everybody should get on that. It's a standardized course that you can lay out and then time yourself and compare against riders from all around the world. I would love to see more people submitting times on that. Would be really sick.
yeah, he's like he's telling like Czech Republic, they are making lots of races. I know that here in Germany they are make lots of races. The French, they are very good racing too, and I think this is going to grow more. The only problem is in Europe, my friend, is illegal to ride most of the countries, and that's why it's so difficult for us to come together and have places that we can ride. But I think slowly we come better and better. So, my friend, we are coming close to 1 hour. We make was a fantastic interview. I love to have this type of interview because you are experienced rider. You put in a table. You answer lots of good questions for all of us who are out there and are interesting to let me see what he said, guys. Like Morgan, putting limits possible better equipment for the yes. I think he made his point, and I think you guys, if you want to contact them, if you are from Europe, I'm going to leave all the links. I think if you want to race, that is the best trucks today. The inclusion is perfect. You just have to think you don't have no problems if you are in Europe to buy it because you're not buying no batteries. Then you can DIY your things with lots of guys here in Europe that are very good. And if you have questions, you can go to this guys, and believe it, Morgan is a very, very good guy making DIY batteries. How many batteries do you put in your Prototypo? Because you
Um,
changed 3 times.
Twice. I got
Okay.
two different ones. I had a 12S one for a little bit, and then an 18S 8P made with VTC 6 cells. And every battery that I've had made has all been from Shy Battery Systems,
Mhm.
and the level of support they've given me has also been ridiculously incredible. Because I'll come to them with some kind of crazy harebrained idea, and they'll
They put all
distill
the
it down to
things.
something that's actually possible and actually works. And it's
Okay,
great.
just a little propaganda for these guys. I know that they are now testing for the GT, one wheel GT. If you are one of the guys who ride a lot in one wheel GT, they want to have some riders to test the new batteries. What is going to come out for the one wheel GT. The guys who ride a lot, you just have to go to the website and sign up and say how many miles do you make for a day or for a week and everything. Maybe you can be one of the guys who are going to receive a battery without not paying or something like that. I know they have something like this. Maybe if you love the one wheel and you want to test it, a battery, contact them. Maybe you can have a battery. I don't know. Believe me, guys, they don't talk with me. I just see the messages, and yeah, I think new companies who bring lots of stuff for all of us, we have to always make a propaganda from them. And I think they are a fantastic company. And
The sport only grows when companies and people all work together. Uh, I think that's probably one of the biggest issues in Eat Skate is how many companies just try and poach ideas from each other and rip each other off and back end into someone else's factory that they've got a relationship with, and then they steal CAD designs from each
that
other.
is that
It
is
all just the
it,
sport's only going to grow when we have people who are actually willing to work with each other and for the better of the sport and not just for the better of themselves.
my friend. That is
That's
like a
that's how it
jungle.
grows.
That is like a jungle. Believe me. Sometimes I see some stuffs. I say, okay, that is not. I was before
It's
with
ridiculous.
lots of discussions with the groups and everything, but I think that is not going to help, and we're going to leave that because I think that is so stupid to
I
create
think
new
that we
things.
can all make a difference though. If you know that a company has ripped off a design from someone else, don't buy the copy. Like even if it's cheaper for
I
you in the
don't buy
long run,
it.
don't
I
buy the copy.
I
Like
I
don't support
have
the
I
people who
have
steal.
I have lots of critiques sometimes to the everyone. I tell what I want. Like here, this channel is open. I don't win no money, and when there is something I don't like, I tell it. And I think I don't find fair for a company who has worked a lot to make a product out that comes another company and sell it not with the same quality but with the copies and everything, and put the price and just
Yeah.
try to destroy the other company. We just talk about a little about the boosted board. If anyone knows this X3, you're going to see how many boards was made in China with a copy from boosted board. Just and the price was like 400, 300, 600, and you cannot compare it. And I think it was very sad that we lose a big company, and lots of companies has closed because the competition sometimes is so unfair that is not easy. That's why we have to, what we have there, we have to take care. It's like these batteries. I know that he has before problems with one wheel, the company, Future Emotion, because he was making the batteries. But I think everything now is solved. They are going in a good direction, and let's try the best for all of us, guys. To keep this skateboards, electro skateboards, is difficult, and if we stick together, I think we're going to make a big difference for the future of new riders, young riders, and you guys, for all of you. Thank you so much for you, Morgan. Thank you so much. I see the race. I was seeing from the guy who was with the drone. there in event. I think was fantastic this year with the drones. There was two
Amazing.
types of drones. Was this guy with the camera, and that was Z Lee Zend.
I want to reply to the Germany thing real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
That's from Michael.
try and I would encourage to see if you could find some tracks, or whether it be go-kart tracks or even car tracks, where they would allow you to have track days there.
It's
That would
difficult.
probably be it's difficult, but like in a closed course is probably your only option there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would maybe live in Germany if e-skate was legal there. Honestly,
I do myself.
it's the best in every other area.
I do myself every 2 months in event with the guys in a private kart event, because it's the only possibility for us. But most of the companies, they want to make insurance. Then you go to the insurance because it's illegal. They don't want to make it, and then the other ones, they want lots of money. And when you say to the guys, okay, I want $40. I want $40 for for the event. The people say, "Oh, I'm not going to pay for an event $40." Then you have one side or the other side. Because it's going to be an event now in April, and they put the event, and the guy for the completely day, he put $50 if you want to race, or $30 if you just want to go and enjoy. And everybody start to say, I'm never going to pay $50 to go to this event. So for everybody's out there, it's so expensive to have a special day in a weekend, a kart for yourselves to ride, guys. That's why I think $50 is not expensive. Sometimes you don't win no money.
You should go try. You should go try doing, car or motorcycle track days and see how much that costs, and then your tuner's going to change so quick.
That's why I said crazy machines and a good riders love the films, and Instagram or YouTube, very important. Yes, it's very important. I think that is what he do in his channel is important. Mario, all the guys who are doing, I think that is the best propaganda is talking you with your friends and everything. I think that is the best propaganda you can do it. My friend, I wish you the best of luck for the future of this sport. I think you guys need more support, more companies who can put money and say, okay, let's put this sport a radical sport or something like that, and then you're going to push it, and you can bring more and more people. I think that is a nice sport. Is not a dangerous sport if you have your gears, your protections, and everything. I think if you do it with your head, it's not going to be. I think it's going to be very special. Morgan, like always, I leave you with the last words for your community, for the people who come to see you here in YouTube, Facebook, and in Twitter. We are there. The important thing is for the riders. I leave you with the last words for your community. And
Go start your own intro to speed events. Go build your community in your own cities. It's going to start small, and you're going to have tons of events where there's 2 or 3 people at it, and you just got to keep going, and it'll grow. And that's what it's been like for us in Chicago, and we're just following the same pattern that's been laid out for us by the guys in LA. And it just takes people who are willing to just be dedicated and just start it. You just go get some cones and find a parking lot and just do it.
Yes, don't. That's
grow the
important.
sport. The sport grows by more people being willing to grow it, and that's how it happens.
So, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for coming. That we make this special is always with lots of work, and we take this 2 or 3 times. We was always talking tomorrow or next time, and sometimes that don't work. This time, as everything work, I just want to say the next interview is going to be with this guy. Was with you there too. The legend, the Turbo, is going to be here in 2 days, Monday. If you want to come and see, it's going to be a different one. It's going to be with the AUC, and the next one is going to be from one guy crazy guy. He's the vest man. He's having a one wheel, but he don't ride the original on one wheel. He's using a vest, and
Very
that
cool.
is like a machine. And he's a crazy guy from Europe, and I think you guys are going to love it. Guys, we are bringing lots of people here. The important thing is doing something for the riders, and if you want to open a channel and make interviews, talk about that. That is just going to help the community. Don't think about the likes. Think about you having a channel, me having a channel, the other one has a channel, and talking and bringing the riders. All together, we're going to make a difference, and you're going to make more riders and going to make this sport bigger and bigger. Don't think about the clicks. Think about growing this sport. That way, believe it, this is going to be big. And maybe in 10 years or 15 years that we don't ride no more to race, we are just saying, okay, look at these young guys, we started this. That is now a big sport, and all of us, we're going to be proud of ourselves, and we're going to be proud of the future. That is the important thing. Morgan, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks so much.
Make us proud. I hope that you have a blessed ride in a SkateCon, and maybe you can win. But I know the competition is big.
That one's, it's going to be good competition. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be an incredible race, no matter who wins that.
I just want to say to everybody around the world, thank you for coming. Enjoy yourselves. Ride safe, always fast but safe, and don't forget your gears. And we see you in the next interviews. Bye bye, guys. And we